between 2010 and 2014, based on Immigration Policy Institute or MPI estimates, over 69,000 unauthorized Jamaican citizens were living in the USA. Bomboclot. Welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Things get sticky upon them. Things get real sticky upon them right now. Watch this. So Donald Trump unveiled his new travel ban plan and things are in motion right now. That's not what we come to talk about today though. We come to talk about numbers today. Because when I mention certain things about Jamaicans being deported and Jamaicans being affected by this, there's a lot of people who come on and tell me about your SouFLoTV, stop spread propaganda or stop scare the people them and all this. I'm giving y'all facts and I'm not saying anything that CVM, TVJ and all these other people are not saying, and them are dig up facts from Homeland Security Office and from Immigration. They're digging up facts, factual information with numbers. So today's video is about these numbers, right? These numbers are mind-boggling numbers. Let's talk about these numbers. Alright, so President Trump says he's going to limit funding for cities that are called sanctuary cities. If you don't know what the sanctuary cities mean the cities where immigrants are most, or illegal immigrants are most strongly concentrated. So any which part Jamaicans go when time they come to America and run off and end up in a certain place. Right now, they have the two sanctuary cities as Florida and New York. Sanctuary cities. Whole heap of Jamaican in New York, whole heap of Jamaican in Florida. This is their information I'm giving to you. Whole heap of Jamaican and what they're saying is in order to starve out and flush out these people, they're going to cut funding to these cities, forcing the legal entities that are in these cities to go harder on the friggin' immigration agenda, on the deportation agenda, dragging your ass out because they want funding for their cities, right? Trump is saying, okay, your city is harboring a certain amount of deportable illegal immigrants. You're not getting no funding until you clear them out, right? So these are called sanctuary cities. His next plan is to take on countries that refuse to accept their deportees. I've heard talks about, stick with the program, you know, because we're going to go into some numbers right now that are going to probably shock a lot of you. Check it out. His next agenda is to take on countries that refuse to accept their deportees. Alright. So first, watch how the pipeline getting strangled. First is cut off funding to cities that are harboring too many illegal immigrants in the US, which will force the law enforcement agencies in those cities from the top ranking all the way down to go and dig out whoever is there illegally, then to have talks with or maybe even do sanctions against countries that are refusing to accept whoever they send back to these places. Because you know, probably some of these countries are saying, well, damn, this man is 32 years old. He's been in your country since he was 2 years old. He's been there for 30 years. He knows nothing about this country. He's never came back here for a visit or anything. And now that he is in some kind of legal binding, some trouble or whatever, you're sending him over here. We don't want him here because all he's going to do is be a menace to our society. He was born here, yes, but he is not from here. He is totally Americanized mentally, physically, everything. So take him, keep him. Trump is saying for the people in the countries that want to combat that, him have remedies for them. He is going to be dealing with them. What could that dealings be? I want you to leave your imagination in the comment section below, because I could think of a million things. Cutting funding to these places, sending in agents into these places, the list goes on and on, right? Alright, 75 Jamaicans on one flight from an airport in Louisiana just this Friday, February of 2017. 75 on one flight out of Louisiana just this February. We're not talking about the amount that's coming back from England and all that. We're talking about America, right? Just out of Louisiana alone. Check out these mind-boggling numbers that had me do this video though. More than 45,000 deported from abroad between 2000 and 2014. This is information sourced from CVM News. I'm going to say it again. More than 45,000 Jamaicans have been deported between 2000 and 2014. So you're saying, okay, that's a 14-year span. But I want you to look at the number, 45,000. 49% of that 45,000 last resided in the USA. 49% of that 45,000 last resided in the USA. More than 45,000 deported from abroad between 2000 and 2014. Wow. Watch these numbers. Between 2003 and 2013, 17,314 Jamaican nationals were removed from the USA, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. That is an average of 1,701 a year, or of 144 every 30 days, every month. May I say that again for you? Between 2003 and 2013, 17,314 Jamaican nationals were removed from the USA, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. An average of 1,701 per year, or of 144 every 30 days. Jamaica full of deportees then. Sooner or later, it's like half of the population is going to be deportees, isn't it? Yo, let me say that for you again. Between 2010 and 2014, that's a 4-year span. That's not a 10-year span. That's not a long span, right? And this is information based on the Immigration Policy Institute, or MPI. Go and look it up. Over 69,000 unauthorized Jamaican citizens were living in the USA. That's crazy. Most of them were concentrated in sanctuary cities. So at the beginning of the video, we talked about sanctuary cities. I explained to you what the sanctuary cities were. If you can imagine that between 2010 and 2014, 69,000 unauthorized Jamaican citizens were living in the USA. That is crazy as push shit. Mostly concentrated in the sanctuary cities. Those two sanctuary cities are mainly Florida and New York. Here's my big question. This president, Donald Trump, has 4 years to clean house. Now, as you know, the president of the United States can only serve a maximum of 8 years, right? This president has 4 if he is not reelected. So looking at him putting his plan into action for the next 4 years, and remember, it just started, how will the Jamaican government handle the return of 69,000 deportees within the next 4 years? That is the real question. And I want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe on this video. What I want you to do actually is leave your comment in the comment section below. I want you to go research the information that I just gave you, find it to be credible, and then leave some answers that can make some sense to this all. Preferably, leave some solutions. What do you think Jamaica should do? And I'm talking about the infrastructure. I'm talking about the rulers of. I'm talking about the leaders. They have to implement a plan, because whether or not they like it, or not, these people are going home, right? We're talking about 69,000 potential deportees in the next 4-year span. What is the Jamaican government prepared to do with 69,000 deportees? It's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all already know what time it is. No negativity. What we say? Hashtag progress. I'm out. Peace.